What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back with another Four Corners for today's 9-game NBA main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com and presented by SuperDraft. We're back to our usual big 9-game slate, and that means we need that power of positivity now more than ever. So right now, please hit that like button. And if you want to win a free month of Awesemo Plus, courtesy of SuperDraft, like this video and comment your top value play according to Draftkings salaries down below. On Friday's video, nobody got Danny Green correctly as he went nuts against New Orleans. So guess who you want? But right now, like this video and comment your top value play down below. But it's a new year and a new us here on the Four Corners, so let's get right into our first corner of the top owned plays in Thaddeus Young in a game at Dallas. There's 104 implied points for Chicago. Young has 52% expected ownership on Draftkings, while he has 34% on FanDuel. Young will start if Lauri Markkanen, currently a game time decision, misses the game as a solid value with a respectable 21% usage rate and a 0.9 fantasy point per minute average when on the court with Zach LaVine. Another top owned play today looks like Marcus Smart in a game at Washington where there's 117.3 implied points for Boston. Smart has 24% expected ownership on Draftkings while he has 32% on FanDuel. Smart smashed against Atlanta, then bombed against Chicago in his last two starts without Kemba Walker, and this seems like a more positive situation than not against Washington's high pace and their weak 114.2 defensive rating. And our last top owned play today looks like Bojan Bogdanovic in a game at New Orleans where there's 112.3 implied points for Utah. Bojan has 23% expected ownership on Draftkings while he has 24% on FanDuel. Bojan has had a tough few games against difficult defenses, but his price is down enough to be interesting, with secure minutes at a matchup against New Orleans' high 1-6 pace and their not good 110 defensive rating. And now for our next corner, let's hit on some of the top value plays on the slate, starting with Kai Bauman in a game at Sacramento where there's 102.8 implied points for Golden State. Bauman started for Golden State in their last game and is cheap enough to be playable at value, even though his low 17% usage and insecure minutes may not offer him the most upside if his ownership does become chalky. Another top value today looks like Aaron Holiday in a game at Charlotte where there's 106.8 implied points for Indiana. Malcolm Brogdon is expected out again, so Holiday should see a steady run of minutes in what should be a low pace but defensively easy matchup against Charlotte. And our last top value looks like Jordan McRae in a game versus Boston where there's 109.3 implied points for Washington. McRae had a bad time in his last game as a starter as he shot 3 for 15 with just 19.25 fantasy points against Denver. And he'll see tough defense again with the ability to heat up and add more opportunity if Bradley Beal does miss again. And now for our next corner, let's talk about some of the other core plays on the slate, starting with Luka Doncic in that game versus Chicago where there's 113 implied points for Dallas. Luka's price is uncomfortably high, but he averages just under 2 fantasy points per minute in court time without Kristaps Porzingis, and the risk in the game is really Chicago's better than expected 103.7 defensive rating and their low-ish 103 pace. Another core play today looks like Buddy Hield in that game versus Golden State where there's 112.8 implied points for Sacramento. Hield has over 42.75 fantasy points in 3 out of his last 4 games, and he has at least 17 shot attempts in his last 6, so he should be solid in this battle for Northern California going against Golden State's 109 defensive rating. And our last of the core plays is Nikola Vucevic in a game versus Brooklyn where there's 108.3 implied points for Orlando. Vuce is decently priced and he has over 41 fantasy points in his last 6 games despite tough matchups with teams like Miami, Utah, and Milwaukee, and it's a much easier game in this spot against Brooklyn. And now for our last corner, here are some lower owned dart throws that I'm looking at today, starting with Evan Fournier in that game versus Brooklyn. There's again 108.3 implied points for Orlando. Fournier has struggled in the last 2 games without Jonathan Isaac with tough matchups, but his price has creeped downwards and he would benefit if Terrence Ross went cold after he's had a 29% usage rate in that stretch without Isaac. Another lower owned dart throw looks like Daniel Tice in that game at Washington where there's 117.3 implied points for Boston. Tice has less upside than Enes Kanter, who's over 34.25 fantasy points in his last 3 games, but he's cheaper and he could steal a few extra minutes if he's productive in one of the league's top center matchups. And my last lower owned dart throw is Kevin Huerter in a game versus Denver. There's 108 implied points for Atlanta. Huerter is over 38.25 fantasy points in his last 3 games with more than 17 shot attempts in his last 2, and while he'd benefit if John Collins misses again, he can heat up with Denver likely to focus a lot of attention on Trae Young. So that's what it looks like so far for today's 9-game slate. So right now, please hit that like button, and if you want a shot to win that free month of Awesemo Plus, like the video and comment your top value play according to Draftkings salaries down in the comments below. And as always, those free months of Awesemo Plus come courtesy of SuperDraft. So right now, head over to superdraft.io. If you go there and use the promo code Awesemo, you can get yourself $20 free with a deposit of $100 or more. So right now, go to superdraft.io and use that promo code Awesemo to get your $20 free. And we still have a few more days left of our New Year's promo deal with this promo code 2020, where right now, if you use that promo code 2020 at awesemo.com/join, you can get yourself 20 days of an all-access pass to awesemo.com with the promo code 2020 for just $20. 20 days, $20. Go right now and use the promo code 2020 at awesemo.com/join. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. If you were following me on Twitter on Saturday, you would have seen my brand new personal podcast, an Untitled Chris Spags podcast. Check it out right now in my pinned tweet. But either way, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Spags. I'll be back on Live Before Lock later today with my pal, the Chubster, Josh Engelman. So tune in then. And I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for another Four Corners. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great week. The first full week of 2020. So let's kick some ass, guys. And I'll see you guys again soon. So enjoy your nights and good luck.